Okay, welcome to my first attempt to play a video game on camera without getting horrible stage fright. Wish me luck. This is FortressCraft Evolved, and I love this game. I've got something like 1,200 hours played on it, and it's been a while, I don't know, maybe a year or two, where since well before Fortress Factory came out, I've been playing it on and off. I tend to go on binges, and then I'm like, okay, that's enough of that. And I'm like, oh, I'm never going to play that game again. Why do I spend so much time in it? And then a couple months later, I'm back playing it. So right now, this is a back playing it phase. There's a new patch out, patch 21, which I am super excited about. There's the new UI, which you can see right at the top if you are a FortressCraft player, and it's already taking me a bit to get used to it. There's also supposed to be freight carts, which is super, super exciting. I've been using the Steveman's mod version of freight carts for a little while. I enjoy it a lot. It's a little bit of a slower way to approach the game, but it kind of just works better with my brain. It had some bugs too, which eventually would get a little frustrating, but I'm really interested to see like how many of those bugs were able to be fixed, and just how differently the game plays playing that way. And apparently there's also a Frozen Factory rebalance, which is also something I'm going to appreciate, because I got myself into a bad situation a couple playthroughs ago where I didn't have stuff lined up in the middle, and I triggered Frozen Factory, and then all my ore stuff got eaten, and I was very emo about it, and that was the end of that playthrough. So let's see what's changed in Frozen Factory, and if the if the rebalance makes it easier on me, or is it actually going to make it harder, and then I'll cry more. Okay, so I decided to start a fresh playthrough. I'm going to try to talk a little too much about what I'm doing here. So if you're new to the series, or sorry, to the game, to FortressCraft, you can start to get an idea of what you're doing. I'm hoping to make it a bit of a starting guide, but this is also a bit of a let's play. So I'm not a great tutorial exactly. You're going to be watching me play, but I'm going to be newbie friendly here, since there seems to be a lot of things I know about this game from years of playing it that I just kind of take for granted. So in this world, I am just out of the tutorial. I took the tutorial, did nothing else except played with my YouTube video settings. I think I have like 1 minute played, according to the loading screen. I haven't done a thing. And the first thing it wanted us to do, so I have during the tutorial researched the ground, but I haven't researched anything else. So there we go. That induction charger is unknown. I pressed, let's see, X brings up my build gun. I pressed M to bring up my scanner. I right-clicked to scan the induction scanner, or charger, and now I have a new unknown material. I can process that. I get 10 more research points, which are very useful to start working on my projects. Black box data, the very first one. I have found out why I crashed here, apparently, or probably not very well. Like most black boxes, it probably just had, some stats and some screaming. The first thing I would like to do is base building. And I'm definitely going to need assembly line machines earlier. In recent rebalancing, these have become extremely, extremely important. I'll take those, and maybe I'll research local life forms too. I'm definitely going to run myself out of research points before having very much going on. I'm going to ignore the threat scanner for now. So as soon as your threat gets to a certain level, you will start attracting some wasps, which are annoying, and they come and they destroy your central power hub, etc. And if you're on it, you will get some guns up in time and prevent them from killing off your base and all that. Or you can play it the lazy way, like I do, where you let the wasps kill you at least a few times, and you just ignore them. You're like, oh, those silly wasps. And you build up your research, and you put out a bunch of guns, and you get everything all how you want it before you actually start defending yourself. That's kind of my MO. priority splitter, iron gear maker. I'm going to need a lot of this. I'll just grab storage crates for now. I will come back to this when I have more research points and I have more in mind. So first off, I'm going to reflexively run over and grab more power. I do this over and over again because at the early game, you don't have a very big battery. I don't think you have a solar panel, or if you do, it's a lot, it's kind of pathetic. So you start to run out of power, go into hypothermia every so often if you don't remember to do that. I did set up per the little tutorial, so I'm on kind of the basic settings, the rapid, plentiful, new player, 30-hour part-time. I have no idea how anyone remotely hits that. So I got my coal running in, but that's about all I've done. I am going to set up my smelter, of course. So one over here, which is remove only. That means I can stick ore in here, and I love that voice. I can stick ore over here. My smelter will grab the ore, but it can't put the bar back in there. And then one over here, which is add only, it can stick the bar in here. You have to do this, and you have to set the remove and add, because what'll happen is you'll stick some more in here, it'll take it out, it'll turn into a bar, and it'll stick it back in here. Until eventually this is all full of bars, and it just stops working. If you can't figure out why your smelter isn't working, press E over your storage hopper and check out what's in there. Probably it's become full of bars because you forgot to set remove only. So one remove only, one add only. Back to finding stuff. So usually you can scan a few of the plants. Just hold right. There should be a rock around here too. Yeah, rocks. Scan some rocks. I don't know if I ever scanned. No, I didn't. Scan this, whatever this is. I already knew that one. Where's the... There we go. Plants. We got those plants. We got some trees over here too. More rocks. So one cool thing that I've noticed in recent playthroughs is actually those rocks, if you take them apart, they'll drop a little ore, which can help get you started. But I always get so sad destroying my landscape. Like, my base is going to be a blight on the face of this world no matter what. Do we have to start early, you know? But I know this one's going to be in the way, so I'm going to take apart this rock. I hit shift and right click, and there we go. Whoa, are this dancing? Okay. And I go around and grab 50 unknown material. That was probably dumb, because now I'm assuming that was copper. That means I know copper, and it's going to make it a lot harder for me to find copper. Well, nobody said I was smart. Okay. Researching all this. So it used to tell you what you had just researched, and it stopped doing that, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I think I just researched copper, though. Ooh, 50 research points. That's pretty nice. If I do ping known, does it have colors? Yes, it does. Okay, I'd heard somewhere that now you have colors. Green means copper. The pink is coal. Somewhere right around here. Now I can't see it until this goes away. But somewhere around here we got some coal. Or some copper. And we can get our copper set up. Oh, please just be visible. The scanner is one of the things I like least about this game. It's either... You can't tell what it's really pointing at. And it is very bright for a very long time when you want it to go away. But if you're actually trying to dig towards something, it doesn't seem like it's bright for long enough. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, alright. I want to plop down an ore extractor. And I'm going to need... Okay. Alright. I'm going to need to run over some power, but that can wait a minute. I'll just add it manually for now. So I clicked E, or pressed E over that, added power, and gave it all my power, so now I'm going to freeze to death. Hypothermia. Watch it coming. I love when the little hypothermia message appears, but I only have so long. So grab some power, get back to work. We're going to use 7, these little logistics hoppers. They only hold 2, but they move, you know, fast enough for what we're doing. And then I need a whole bunch of conveyor belts. So whatever my settings are, it started me off with some conveyor belts, which is very useful. I'm noticing with this new patch, a tin doesn't seem to be at the surface anymore. I'm not getting it at the surface, at least, that I've seen. So that'll be interesting. Let's do a build 2. Except I'm not sure. Let's just do over here. So if I pick something that I want to build more of, like that conveyor belt over there, I hold down Control and left click. It should build to me, except it didn't. There we go. Just some kind of lag. There we go. Huh, missed a spot. So I'm actually... Yep, they're coming. I'm actually going to go turn this around. So I had set my bars to come out from this direction, but it'd be a lot more convenient if my ore just went in right there. So we're going to turn around. I have an unprocessed scan. Settle down. Remove only. Add only. Go ahead and research. And go ahead and grab some more power. So, double check that this is flowing along. It seems to be. When I get back here, I'll have some more copper bars. That's pretty thrilling. Let me check my ping unknown. It's sure picked up a lot of stuff. I think that's tin right there. It's a little bit down, right? It's not quite at the surface. It's not very far down, but it's a little far down. And there's something in there. I wonder what that is. It's got to be coal, right? Do I just not know coal yet? No, I know coal. What is that? Oh, it's a rock. It's a giant rock. So, next step, let me actually arrange this a little bit. I have a system here I'm used to. Oh, I get some start out smelters. That's neat. Okay. This goes here, and some sort of spare blocks to build with can go here. And then I want conveyors and these, and then let's actually put these back. Oh, I need to add power. Okay, let's get some power set up for my copper before I regret that. This should work. So I have a laser pointing off into nowhere. Oh dear. Silly slimes are getting hung up. Let's do... hit R twice to turn it around. And then that's lovely, but I really need it to... and this is going to be one too high because there was some copper in the way. I'll just stick a power storage block. Okay, dudes, you're just creepy. Why are you loving that so much? And I don't have a gun yet. I keep forgetting that. That's another kind of this recent last year change. You don't get a gun by default. You have to build it eventually. So you can't even get angry at slimes for standing on your stuff and shoot them. I'll need some coal because coal makes torches. And apparently I'm not supposed to run around putting torches everywhere, but I do that anyway. So off we go. Okay, we got copper running. I just picked up some copper bars. Let's go to my second row of hotkeys and stick down some stuff. We got coal. We got 10 copper bars. It's not very impressive, but it's a start. And I'm going to need to go find one more ping unknown. And now I need to make a break for some of that tin. So for starting out, on my last playthrough, I noticed that teleporters are a lot easier to make. You can make them a lot earlier, and you can have a lot of them and it's fine. They just use a lot of power. So that's great news. The way I usually get started is I will build this up. So I go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll go over a couple just to build myself a little roof that I'm going to need to grapple off of, or that will stop my lift after I actually have some tin for making lifts. And then I dig. An early lift goes down 64. So that's the goal. I'm heading for 64. This is the most boring part of the game, whenever you need to dig something out by hand. So I'm just right clicking and digging myself a pit. It's 3 by 3 because that's the size of a lift. Once I have some tin and can make a lift, I'll be putting a lift in here ASAP. And this will be just the right size. Yeah, so if I edit this out before uploading, you'll probably appreciate that. I am just going to dig straight down unless I hit some sort of ore in the way. That was creepy. So the most bestest fun way to kill a slime in this game is just dig a pit. They fall down and they scream horribly and they give you free stuff. I keep forgetting where the stuff is on the new UI. You get into patterns on a game like this, kind of muscle memory, but eye memory, etc. And it's so hard to adjust. Maybe that's just because I'm old. That's your first sign you're getting old. You have a really hard time dealing with change compared to when you were younger. I'm not that old. I'm just grumpy. 31. So I should probably talk about something horribly fascinating here. I'm sure the good YouTubers would. They'd be super entertaining. Yeah, I'm not aspiring to be a good YouTuber. I'm just gonna try to be a YouTuber. Well, recently I kind of discovered watching video games online. I mean, I've known about Twitch for years, obviously, and I was like, that's interesting. Some people like that. and I never really got into it too much. I went in and watched a little bit, but didn't get addicted or anything. And then I started over maybe the last year watching more YouTube, and obviously I stumbled back into the gamers because that's what you do. I watched some Captain Sauce, his Life of Kevin playthrough, which is just ridiculous. I originally watched it because I was trying to figure out how to get a bakery working in The Sims 4. And then I kind of just reached the conclusion that I didn't enjoy playing The Sims 4, but I really enjoyed watching The Life of Kevin. So I switched to just watching it. And it's kind of gone like that on a lot of games for me lately. I also, Oxygen Not Included, I was trying to figure out how to play, and I discovered Cryptic Fox and Grind This Game, and I enjoy watching them more than I kind of do the game right now, though I want to come back to the game after, give it a few more months or maybe even a year, just to put more stuff in there, and then I want to learn it like once and for all and play a lot. I enjoy it well enough, it's just I enjoy watching it. Alright, we're down to 62. I'm going to do one more in the middle and count up. So I need 2 for my lifts. If I stick my lift down there, it'll need 1 level, 2 levels, and then it'll be flush over here. Oh, by the way, I've been throwing down glow sticks this whole time with G. You just press G and it throws out a glow stick. It does use a little bit of power, but not too much. I'm going to build out a little room here. I'm going to need a torch too. So I noticed when I started playing since this most recent patch, torches put out a lot more heat than they used to, and it's a really very noticeable effect on my power. So I gotta figure out what process I should be following for putting up torches. Like maybe I should stick them back in a wall a bit or something, because I need them for light, but I don't want to be frying myself every time I run by them. Let's go back one more level here and stick a torch. Yeah. Oh, this seems to be a good distance. My battery use is actually going down. It's pleased. My cat does not know what I'm doing over here talking to myself, but she really wants to participate. So the whole point of this was we were going to be finding some tin. Let's see if there's tin at this level. Ping unknown. Oh, I need to go research that. I don't think there is. Okay, getting back out of here. I look up and I press F. My grappling hook comes out. Grappling hook will murder you relentlessly. I mean, grappling hook is not actually your friend, but it'll let you use it. You grappling hook a bit to get out. There you go. You gotta be, that was, orbital debris. That was startling. That was, and now the smoke's gone. Remind me later, I have some orbital debris over there. Let's see how the copper's doing. It's still running. 67 copper bars. Very nice. Let's do a little more coal too. Oh, the grappling hook. So, get back down. This, yeah, they definitely made this harder, but if you look just right into the corner and fire while falling, and you manage to do it a few times before you hit, you used to be able to fall without hurting yourself too much. I think they might have fixed that a little, but it's still something you can do. I don't really know how you're supposed to get down here to get your tin if you can't use the grappling hook like that. I don't know, maybe we're supposed to be building stairs. I hate building stairs. There's all kinds of stuff behind me. Let's make a tunnel. So I like to do 3x3 on my tunnels because I start to feel a little claustrophobic in this game. That's not necessary. I mean, I'm kind of being a little precious here, letting myself like actually getting claustrophobic from a game. That's kind of pathetic, but also that's kind of me. So found my tin. Gonna do this, and I'm gonna just set up one of these for now and fill it with power. Oops, I gave it all my power. Let's run and save myself. So anyway, back to 3x3. You really only need 1 wide and 2 high to walk. I tend to not do that on places I'm going to be coming back through, though, because that is small. It's funny that, I mean, it's an immersive game, but it's not that immersive. But I still just, like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do VR because things like heights and small spaces and all those things in games actually really bug me. I remember way back in the day, yeah, you youngins, or if there are any youngins, are going to be confused by this, but there was a game, EverQuest, and the graphics were really kind of horrible. I went back and looked at it years later, and I was like, wait a minute. I remembered this being a lot better than it was. But there was this place, Velius Ice Caverns. It was like this big slidey ice spider sort of place, zone. I used to get so freaked out in there. I'd start sliding and I'd just close my eyes and fall to my death because it was too much for me. I could not take that zone. And anyone who's ever been there before is just covering their eyes because that's ridiculous. Okay, so I have discovered tin. My next step is going to be getting tin from down there up here. My tin ore, at least. So I'm going to put some of my ores on the bar. I'd like a lift ASAP, please. Might as well get that out of my inventory. So my smelter is running hard. It pulls its power from the central power hub. It can also pull power from the induction charger. I don't know if the central power hub still gives power, actually. At one point, it used to be the central power hub did not have an induction charger below it, but now it does. I don't know why that was added, if it's necessary. 1 tin bar, 4 copper bars. After I get tin, the first thing I'm going to do is make a lift. And then I'm going to want to probably start a little automation. So let me actually use up some research points. Basic mining upgrades look good. Aesthetics is good because I believe I need that to make crates, and I'll probably want some of those soon. Automation is lovely because that's the whole point of the game. Suit upgrading, I might not build the upgrades yet, but you need it in order to reach laboratories, and you absolutely need to research laboratories before you run out of early research points. So do laboratories early, because you'll see these, now I got a couple like basic mine upgrades too and basic logistics where I can't just use research points anymore. That's because I'm going to need to build a laboratory and run some stuff through there before I can do those. That's the main way to research throughout the game. These are just kind of some starter stuff to get us going. I'm going to research power grid. I'll research base defense. And I'm going to leave room building. Room building's kind of new. I like it because it's a great improvement on resources. So it's hard, your computer resources, but also an improvement on, oh, my cat decides she loves this. Cat loves this. She also loves the mouse. Computer resources. because it creates a room, almost like a zone, so it can limit the amount of things it's loading in, so you can get some better frame rate, which is very nice, because the old method of trying to improve that is to build everything really far from each other, but then you would have to use a lot of in-game resources to do these huge conveyor belts or whatever you're using for moving between things. So, big fan of rooms. Improved ore scanning. Me and the cat are fighting over the mouse. Let's go back to recipes. So, even though I've done the projects, to get anything good out of it, I need recipes. I'm gonna want ore thief. I love ore thief. I'm gonna want a garbage thief. Alloyed space turrets. Or... oh, you need 3-in-1 zipper merges to set up research. I'm gonna need all these to just get things done. Ooh, I want a solar cell, but for now I'm gonna ignore the gun. Okay, laboratory components and research assemblers. I'm running low on research points. I might just want to do a basic drill motor. And then we'll try to save those 9. I'm sure I'll need them for something. Build a forced induction kit. What a good idea. Okay, let's see if I got some tin now. 35 copper and 0 tin. So the smelter will take whatever you have more of in here. So we've had more copper this whole time. So I'm just going to, I pressed R and turned my conveyor belt and basically turned off the spigot on copper for a while. So hopefully that'll get low enough that it'll make me some more tin, because I really want more than 1 tin. Let's go back down here and get some more though. Oh wow, that worked. After all my talk about heights in games, I can still dive down there, but let me tell you, it took some practice. Like, I have to just ignore what I'm doing, pretend I'm not doing anything at all, and dive. Alright. Okay, just a sec, because my cat would like to lay on my mouse pad. There we go. She got kicked off. She's a very sad cat. What was the unknown that I'd... something over there, but I can't scan it anyway because I'm out of power. Now let's try again. Was it this? No, I got that. Was there snow somewhere? I don't know. Yes, it was snow. Alright, that'll give me like 1 more research point. But first, let's put all of our tin in here. $16 copper and 4 tin. 1 research point. We're up to 5 tin, so that's pretty thrilling. Just turning back on my copper before I forget, and making myself a lift. Lift with underside piston. I love you, dude. Switch back to the first one. And go put this in. It'll make my life much easier. Oh my god, this isn't working very well. It's probably because I'm looking down. No, that was not working either. Sometime pretty soon I'm gonna just murder myself doing that, and you'll all laugh. And there's my pretty lift. I love the elevator noises. That just makes the whole experience. I also love that they added these tips while the elevator's going up. So the reason, well, first off, it's good for grappling. But second, the reason I add this little roof there is that's the perfect height for it to just be even and I walk off. If I didn't have a roof over it, the lift would just keep going up until it ran out, which would be pretty quickly because I had dug a pit exactly 64 deep. But if you end up digging a pit that's like 10 deep and then stick a lift in there and it just goes up into the sky, you're way up there wondering how to get down. $23.10 bar. I've got a lot of copper coming in. So for the next thing, I'm going to need to set up that tin to be automated and coming up. However, it's low enough that the, I don't know what they are. They're little suction-y hive dudes. They eat your ore. And we don't want that because they will feed a hive mind and the hive mind will get in the way. You can't dig through what the hive mind does. And it's basically, it'll kill off your base if you automate without having guns to cover your conveyor belts. So I'm going to need to get guns working in order to properly automate tin, since it's so far down there. And I don't really want to do that. Probably the first thing I'm going to need to do is start a little of the automation. So I'm probably going to want one of these basic conveyor crafter. I'm definitely going to want some storage hoppers. However, I'm going to need iron. I also have Tricky's storage hopper module installed. Looks like those started to use crafted stuff too. There's always this hard thing at the beginning where you have to juggle, okay, I want to make storage containers. Do I have enough storage containers to efficiently make storage containers? That's frustrating. So I do know that the way I prefer to do my automation, because I'm definitely going to do this with the freight cart setup, I'll need room building. I'm going to want to do, I don't want room aesthetics, a literal room full of my automatically creating things where I'm gonna, oh, I do not have enough for this. I'm going to stick my stuff in there because later, as I'm able to finish up the room and then add kind of in and out from the room and get those things running on freight carts and into some mass storage, I will really like that setup. So I guess step one is going to be creating a room. So I am going to, in the video, this is my first time, I'm probably going to log out, find that it crashed at the beginning and this was all pointless. So let's, in the video, get this uploaded, come back. What I'm going to be doing next is setting up my first automation to start making some of these components. I need to craft things. And with a goal of getting some guns created so I can automate the tin. I'm also going to need to go a little deeper, not much deeper, we're almost there already, and find myself some iron. So the iron will help me build some storage hoppers and things like that. And eventually I need to get my research set up so I can progress in the game. Add my tin, and I will talk to my theoretical, not actually existing subscribers later.